Good evening. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. It's Sunday night. It's the investigators. Hurrah! We're investigating many things. The DM could probably tell us more, though.
Well, yes, things are being investigated and plans are being made, but let's see what Morgrax thinks.
Take off mute. Our preparations for Rift due to open pass continue. Atan, Bernier, and myself went to scout Passive, wanting to check on the early fortifications and evacuations. There were precious little of either due to not knowing the exact location of the rift, and people who already have so little truly have nowhere to go. With proximity to water, Atan and Bernier spoke of tactics. Atan suggested the possibility of driving them into the water, that these creatures against whom we may be able to do little could still drown. Bernier in turn suggested that the creature's ability to reflect magic could indicate a talent for hunting same, and magic users could be used to draw them in the direction we wanted them to go. We continued on to speak with Lucretia. Our conversation cut short when he told us we'd be called in front of the main council in the morning. Mazdak returned from practicing his weave manipulation in the wizard labs, telling us of the destroyed teleportation room and of a spare key that had been used to access. He suggested asking the council who has access to the rooms, a happy coincidence given our summons. Atan suggested that we ought to exercise more caution than we have been of late, using Mazdak's spell of silence whenever we are discussing our greater plans. Bug, of course, suggested setting fire to everyone if it could help. We stood before the council of seven the next morning, and Mazdak cast his magic, boosted by Menhilda, in order to increase the size of the effect. Though I've come to know these people better in the few days that we've known each other, the tension as we stood before the Mages' Council was palpable. I'm sure it's to the cause of this malaise, so chose to watch as others spoke. The council were not surprised to hear about the lab that Mazdak had uncovered, and somewhat unhelpfully identified the keys belonging to the prince due to the royal seal. They went on to suggest that we ourselves may have been responsible for the damage, but denied it when directly questioned. I begin to understand the mistrust. Sadly, the city has no non-magical force, a tremendously short-sighted decision. Suggested have been raised, such as asking Nini for help, or the dwarves to the south of there. Seti and his kind, or Dakota, where she'd be able to be found. All of our ideas are for people who are indeed mighty, but have also suffered much in recent times. I fear we may be on our own. The council offered geomancers to Atan's suggestion of barriers in Passa, but only if we could identify the exact location of the rift. Several suggested geomancers were better served creating a pit than flooding it to drown the creatures. A fair tactic, but one undermined by our lack of knowledge as to what to expect of these creatures. Could they be able to fly or not require air to breathe, these ideas would be useless. Bernier, however, expanded on her earlier suggestion that creatures are indeed attracted to magic. Our small band is unlikely to entice some of the magic college stands nearby. The meeting comes to an end then. There is little that can be arranged without an exact location. Bernier asked to speak to several outside as the council members leave, updating them as we walk of the many creatures we have encountered and fought that have come through the rifts, and their origins as we know them. Standing at the entry of the lab, Mazdak confirms to several that no longer being a servant of Nimmerlin, he believes that she may be behind attack, and wants to speak to several about this without the presence of her other servants. It is a wise caution, and I wonder if it's related to the disappearance of future Mazdak and of our own Mazdak's reluctance to report on his current location to the council. However, they both agree that Nimmerlin's power derives from the wizards under her auspices, and it would make no sense for her to be behind a plan that would ultimately result in the destruction of wizard kind. Perhaps then it was the action of the being we do not speak of, and there are more spies lurking nearby that we must be wary of. Several borrows the newer key from Mazdak to investigate the destroyed device, and as he descends to his task, Bernier's voice rings in his ears that this may yet be the key to destruction he wrought. Mazdak and Atan return to Passa, and this time they narrow the location of the breakdown to a single courtyard, but desperately close to the city walls. Atan reports the locations to council. At least here we can make our final preparations. I have faith in Mazdak, but the task at hand is such a large one for but a single person, and on his first attempt under fraught conditions. I pray to Amriel that what we have done will prove to be enough.
Awesome.
Superb summary there. Well
Yes.
done.
Brilliant.
So, yeah, here we are, the day before the incoming rift. we've probably got half the day left or so. I think there was some shopping that was going to go on from a couple of you, but we'll go around the room. Atan, what are you doing for the rest of the day?
So it's early in, well, not early, but it's sort of like midday-ish, yeah, because we've had the meeting. Me and Mazdak went to Passa. I've been back to the Mage Council to let them know where it is. I would potentially kind of be there speaking to anybody of the Mage Council or anybody they're sending there, geomancers or otherwise,
Okay.
just to try and come up with some sort of either funnel system or guard system, how quickly they can do stuff, and just putting our ideas, what we had as a group, to them to see what is capable from them.
Yeah. Actually, I do have a map of the area if we want to look on Roll20.
Yes, indeed.
I will move us all over.
And it's covered in snow!
No, that's on a Tuesday. Let's pop you there.
Oh, nice.
So, yes, this is that courtyard area that we'd seen on the corner of the map. At the very bottom, we've got the city wall, with the passage through on the left. The building sort of to the left and to the top right. I wish I could just put roofs on them because they're probably not going to matter too much. But yeah, there we are. And then the portal is set to, or Mazdak had detected, it's going to open up sort of in that area where I'm pinging.
Yeah.
Just to the left and up a bit from that fountain.
Yeah.
That's the fountain.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I would point out to them that it's going to be there, and maybe point out sort of like a barricade there.
You can draw on the map.
Yeah.
In fact, if I do that, that's where the portal is.
Ooh, that looks fucking awesome. Yeah, so joy, timey, wimey. So I'd say for a barricade that is really thin, but we'll go there potentially.
What, in the
And
middle
then
of it?
obviously,
No, he's drawing down here, the bottom left.
Oh, right, yes. See.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, I saw a cross on the courtyard bit.
Yeah, that was me with the
and then one across. Where am I? There.
Can't fit
So
like that.
yeah, so one across there, but I get the feeling because of how you've set the map up, it's not really going to matter too much.
For role-playing purposes. Role-playing purposes.
And then also, so what is their capability? How long would it take them to set one, the small one up, and two, the big one?
Not long. I imagine if you're just sort of putting up blockages, you've sort of met with the growl.
Given if I had enough metal and stone, I can create 8 interconnected 5-foot cubes as a barricade with my fabricate spell.
Okay.
well,
And
that's
that's-
the
That is an option.
Yeah.
useful emergency option if we need to redirect them.
Yeah. So if I ask the question of maybe surrounding, depending on what these creatures are and what they can do, surrounding them, encompassing them in a state, how easy would it be for them to do?
Encompassing them in a state.
So essentially, like,
Easy question. Huh?
well, I suppose I probably
Well,
just
like
phrased it.
Kansas?
I say we just put a big pit
Your
here and put Sasha at the bottom.
America, explain.
Yes, I'm more thinking of, could they create like a ball to keep these things in?
Right, like a sphere of earth to completely
Yes.
contain them. No, I'd say that's probably not. They can dig or they could build walls. I
Okay.
think.
Cool. Okay, so an option is, depending if they can't fly, once we figure that out, maybe some of them being close to where the rift site is, and maybe creating a pit, essentially. Then.
Said big pit, Sasha at the bottom.
Yeah, and yeah, I'd just spend as much time with them as I can, and be like, yeah, maybe there, and if there is indeed any protection they can put along the streets as well where we are, to help the residents of Passa for when this is all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then at some point I'd
there
head
are
back.
there are some locals around who are sort of arguing with the geomancers as they're trying to follow your orders and put up barricades. Yeah, sort of earthen walls.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Obviously, how Lucrezia put across, it's their place, it's the only thing they've got. So I wouldn't press too much on basically saying we're putting a barricade up in front of yours anyway. We'll just obviously let them know that it's going to be dangerous tomorrow.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cool. Yeah, and that would be me for the time being. Thank you.
Okay. Bug, what are you doing at the minute?
I was playing with my horsey, wasn't I?
Yep. Yep. Were you gonna try and
Nettle.
imbue?
Yes, Nettle.
Yes.
No, I have no idea how to do it. And I haven't even thought of asking anyone yet because everyone's too busy. And I think Mazdak's got the instructions, so I'm not going to disturb Mazdak. So I'm just going to be,
Yeah.
playing with
He
it.
doesn't know, does he? Someone else has.
No,
Yeah, someone
Atan
else
has the.
Atan has them.
Atan has the
Well, he's very
instructions.
busy as well. So I'll just be talking to my horse and playing with it and getting to know it and forming a bond.
Nice. Bernia and Sasha were going shopping, weren't you?
Yeah.
Was anyone else going to join that?
I
There
had
wasn't
Sasha,
any-
Bernie, Morgrax, and Bug.
Oh, okay. I was going shopping then.
Feel free to tell me if you're not, but
For record, I don't know if everyone got this, but it was 1,175 gold that we earned from the selling of the items that we got.
Yeah.
I think Kral wasn't here, so
Each.
Yes.
each, yeah.
I don't think I actually took a note of that.
Good job I did then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got 3 gold, 3 silver at the moment, so I obviously.
Yes. I spotted that and thought, wait, you've been paid since then, haven't you?
Have we
Sorry, can you repeat that amount?
1,175. Did we get paid for our time investigating the rift by the dwarves as well? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think you
think
got
we
paid
did.
for that one.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yes.
Right. What about Kral? We'll come back to the shopping in a moment.
Yeah, so was I able to find somebody who had a pair of the ogre gauntlets that I could replicate?
You've been told the best place to look for strength boosting items like that would be the Dwarven Smithy in town.
Yeah. Because I assumed it was going to be one or two places, the magic shop or the blacksmith.
Yeah. which
And
I have
you've
a
been back
document here which include things such as gauntlets of ogre power. So,
Cool.
and the only other non-shopper is Mazdak.
Yeah, I think Mazdak will go back down into the labs
Okay, the lab.
and spend as long as he can practicing and trying to. Basically, I'm going to try and sort of manipulate the weave while moving. So if I have to run from something, and about concentration and holding a ball of pure weave, just sort of shaping it and trying to hold it there whilst I move and try and replicate stress to test myself, to make sure that I can, still do this whilst being attacked or having to run away or something.
Good. Let's make a weave check then at disadvantage.
Weave
as
check
your-
at disadvantage. Okay.
Do you need me to come down and chuck a few fireballs at you?
Not really.
I mean, I'll be happy to do that as well.
We've
I'd love
checked.
to.
No, we've checked. Disadvantage is 18.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You
Rolled an 11 and a 19. So
nice. The practice that you're putting in seems to be paying off, and the general kind of change in lifestyle that you've undergone in the last few months.
yeah.
Now traveling and fighting and doing all sorts of strange and wonderful things. Your ability to cast magic and do other things has really improved.
Okay, cool. I will spend the afternoon doing that.
Yeah.
Probably until somebody comes to get me.
You do hear some other noises while you're down there.
I would imagine that several. I will go and investigate because I'm an investigator.
Well,
But I shall trail this ball of weave with me.
would you make yourself known to him? Or are you just going to peer around the corner and have a look?
I will peer around the corner and have a look.
So in this massive open chamber that has got rubble and things dotted around, you see a flying Severil just zipping around between various points.
Flying
He's
so.
got his notebook and he's taking notes, and he's on occasion casting on things, and generally seems to be trying to figure out what this did and how it did it.
Okay, cool. Do I have the instructions for this still? I think I do.
Think so, yeah.
So I will call out, Several, I have some instructions on this. And I'll pull the set of instructions out of my bag.
He sort of looks round a bit startled, didn't know you was there, and sort of swoops over. Ah, that would be useful, thank you.
So I'll just hand that over to him. And,
Always good to have the manual.
indeed, I was just down here practicing and getting ready for tomorrow, so I don't want to interrupt you at all. I will go and find another room and, yes, continue on. Good luck.
Thank you. And he swoops off again.
I'll go and find another room, and one of the rooms with something in it, I think.
What sort of something?
Well, last time I played with chairs to crush. I think it was slightly bigger now. Is there anything? There was a room, I think, with a statue in it. Was there?
Yes. The one that the racist statue.
Yeah. Oh, I blew that up already.
Yeah.
You blew the head off of it.
I did blow
You
the head.
did. You Eldritch
Okay.
blasted the head, but the rest of
Okay.
it's still there.
All right, I will systematically use the weave to crush bits of this statue.
Yeah, cool. I still need to figure out how we're going to tie this in with spell slots. Maybe I'll just custom a spell that is sort of weave crush.
Yeah. Okay.
That has sort of size limits that increases with the
Level.
the spell slot. Yeah. Yes, but without there, you not thinking that there's anything else that you need to do today, you can sit and burn through spell slots to practice all of this.
Yeah.
Which is
That's what I'll do, and literally until I run out of power or somebody comes to get me because it's very late and they haven't seen me for a while.
You can just short rest and go again, can't you?
Yeah, pretty much. I can do that for ages.
It does get to a point where the stress of this that is putting on your body does get so exhausting.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a constitution saving throw. That'll go well.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, we sort of, you headed back there at 1 in the afternoon, so there's plenty of time for you to work through that. So let's get to the shoppers. Where are you heading? Got a vague idea of what you were looking for. I've written some things.
Heading to Barbarians R Us?
Are you going to
Barbarians.
buy a couple of barbarians? Good plan.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the main sort of stretch that you know is the best place to go. For in particular the items that the pair of you had requested, going and speaking with the dwarven smithy would be the place to be.
Yeah. We'll head there.
You've got Morgrax is with Bug. Did you go as well?
I'm there as well.
Yeah, I'm along as well. I'm mostly just looking for kind of a couple of spare potions and the like in case the battle is drawn out and I run out of magic again.
Okay. There's a shop a few doors down called Potions 11, which
Brilliant.
Strike point for the DM.
which you can pick up anything. I'll bring up the list of that in a second. But we'll do the smithy first. So as you wondering, oh hello, it's I've seen you guys before. How are you doing? How's that shield coming on for you?
Yes, it's very effective. Thank you.
What can I do you for today?
We are looking for additions to our arsenal that are not weapons or armor.
Generally,
Things
anything,
to enhance our abilities.
anything
Very-
that doesn't make me hit harder or be harder to hit.
Yeah, I know this sort. Well, we do sort of like augments, that sort of thing. I suppose they're items that you can wear that like augment your personal strength and constitution and stuff. You know the sort. So, what are you trying to buff?
For myself, it is my strength and toughness. It has waned over the years. So,
Right, yeah, there are some belts that can do that sort of thing.
what of kind do you have?
Like there's a nice one of dwarven kind that I've got. We tend to keep a few of those. Some people see it as a bit of a novelty item because it can give them a rather nice beard, but it makes you a bit tougher as well, like us lot. But generally, the strength buffing ones are giant belts.
Yes, that sounds somewhat intriguing, I must say.
Right. Yeah. We might need to fit it around both of you because it's quite big. Because it's for a giant. No. I can imagine the pair of you like shuffling into battle together.
It would be more be me being dragged behind Sasha, I can imagine.
Well, we usually
Right.
stand relatively close anyway.
There.
So yeah, I mean they come in all sorts of strengths, from your hill giant belts up to your storm giant belts.
What are the price ranges on those?
Expensive.
I think that is going to be our limitation today.
Right. Okay, let me go see what I've got, and I'll come back to you. So the way I wanted to play this, right, was for the pair of you to roll D100s. I'll average it, and that will show me how high you could go. I think the price is probably going to be the biggest dealer. So yeah, if you both roll a D100.
One thing I'm going to appreciate not wearing headphones at the moment is the sound of dice rattling in my hands. Whoa, I rolled really, really high. 20.
20.
20.
Oh.
20 and
Yeah.
19. 20 and
Wow.
19.
Did we roll d20s?
No. That's just how it went.
Morgrax and Bug, you're also there. Could I maybe get you to roll D100s just to try and push up that average a bit?
18, 21.
I got 19.
I also got 19.
Oh, you know,
Okay.
18.
Sorry, no, that was Bug's result. I got 50. The purse is broken.
Okay. I got 20, 19, 19, and 50. Right. I'm really sorry. Like, we've only got the Belt of Dwarven Kind in at the moment.
I mean, that would be of benefit to me, but less so Sasha. How much coin for it?
500 for one of those.
It is easy. Give that.
Plus bonus, you'll grow a beard.
Yes, I think Bernie would rock a beard. 500, you say, yeah?
Yes.
Done.
And how about you? Whatever you do, you want one as well? We've got more than one. Maybe on stream.
Yay!
Is there anything else before I commit?
Do we have anything else? I keep my stock very organised in the back, and on strength enhancing items such as that you're looking for, I haven't got anything, I'm afraid. In terms of what I've filed under toughness enhancing, the Belt of Dwarven Kind is the only thing I can offer on that front.
Very well. I will.
If you wanted to put in a special order, I could, speak to my giant friends to see if we can get something in, but that's going to take a few days.
I'm just trying to figure out how to wear 2 belts at once.
Ah, burn your 2 belts, are you?
Belty
Maybe.
burger.
Is there a way to
Let's
switch
go.
off the beard thing?
Well, you could get really lucky. Because it either appears or it doesn't, but, you know, it's like 50-50 every day. Eventually you're going to get one. You can shave it off. Just, you know, next time you wake up in the morning, may or may not have a beard again. Fabulous beards, though. Look.
I've always been somewhat jealous of dwarven beards.
Rightly so. Best beards in the business.
I have to
No,
keep
what-
remembering I'm not a dwarf in this game.
So that goes
Despite being a half elf, Bonia is possibly the closest to a dwarf in the campaign. And she can speak dwarven.
I think Kral was also
Kral's
raised.
yeah.
I was
Raised
raised
by-
by dwarves.
How much would a strength belt cost?
Right, let me dig out my price list for you.
Having some issues, Joe?
I'll just
We're back. Yay.
pop that down on the counter right there for you.
Ah.
And you can have a little read through. If there's something you wanted to order, 50% up front, I'll get it ordered.
Sorry about that, everyone. The internet just died on me there.
No, no.
Oh
worries.
dear.
Yeah. I was going to ask if this guy's got any magical breastplates.
This is a lady dwarf, but whether you'd be able to tell that or not, I don't know.
I'm a halfling who doesn't care.
Thanks for that, Philly. Just spotted your role. Magical breastplates.
Yeah.
Like just standard enchantment.
I don't know what you got.
I mean, we do all sorts of enchantments on armor and weaponry. We do all the enchanting ourselves. If you just wanted like a +1 breastplate, we can do that
Right.
off the shelf. If you wanted something more custom, then like your shield there. I think we did that work for you, didn't we?
Yes, you did, and it's very, very, very lovely. I like it very much.
Yeah. We could put the same sort of enchantment on a breastplate for you.
Well, I think probably. I mean, we just need to. We've got this thing happening tomorrow, and I sort of need something before then. So, I think maybe I'll just have to take one of the ones off the shelf.
Okay, can do that. What sort of thing are you thinking? How
Just
high-
well, it depends how much they cost, really.
I suppose. Right. Well, a standard breastplate is like pennies for you guys. The amount you're spending, so do that. If you wanted a +1, that'd probably run you like, I don't know, 250 gold.
Okay. What
Plus
about
2,000.
Ooh, I'm going to go for a +2 then.
All right. Sounds good.
I mean,
Let me just take some measurements. Gee, I thought I had one. I was going to whip out a tape measure. Whoosh.
yeah.
Yeah, just sort of.
Well, one question before we do that: does it need to be attuned? Because I can't do any more. No.
The standard sort of magical improvement items do not need to be attuned.
Oh, perfect. Then I'll have one of
So I
those.
suppose a fella your sort of size, my sort of size, I could wear like a normal one that fit, and then I could put another one on top, and put another one on top of that. And
Well,
wear
do I get a special
Here's a
discount?
breastplate.
It's so much smaller, you see.
well, yeah, but it's not really the cost of the metal; it's the time put into it. You see. Oh yeah.
But are you strong enough to wear such heavy armor?
Who, me? Of course I am. See these muscles here? Look at this. Hey!
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just making sure.
I've already got one on here, look. I just got a standard breastplate on.
Cool.
Yeah. Strapping young fella like you, of course you can.
Well, how much will you give me for this one then? Because we'll go swapsies.
What's that?
A standard breastplate.
No enchantment on that?
No. Just
I
a standard
need-
breastplate.
I could give you
It's
like
worth 400 gold pieces.
400. I've really undersold the cost of my enchanted ones, then, ain't I?
No, that's just what it says in D&D.
I think
Beyond.
my full plate armor costs like 1,500 gold in the rules.
Pricing in D&D just blows my mind. I
Mhm.
cannot get trying to price things as per how much I know you've got.
Yeah, I think that's more interesting, really.
Yeah. I want to do things like, you see something that you really, if someone wants to go and buy a belt of Storm Giant Strength for 17,000 gold to go out your way and try and save up for it and earn for it, then
Yeah, I'm
I'd
gonna
love
start
to do
saving.
that. Yeah, I'd love to do that. The campaign's been a bit plot heavy
Yeah.
for doing that sort of thing, but right. So, for a used breastplate, I could give you 100 gold for that.
Okay, so it's 900.
I'd have to melt it down and reforge it to make it.
No worries. I'm happy with that.
So if we just call it 900 then, and we'll swap
Righto.
gold with you.
Get rid of that.
Yeah, and she wanders around the back and pulls one off and brings it over. Here you go. Nice and sparkly and new, and it should fit you a treat.
Thank you so much.
How much did you get paid?
Pulls one off.
Chaz.
I couldn't help
The only other thing I was thinking about is we go in dark places all the time and I can't see very well. I don't know, is there anything that can help me see at night?
Torches?
No, I mean something that I don't have to do, some
There is a wizard
lights or something. What?
that we can go to. They might have some in there.
Oh, what? Okay.
Good suggestion.
Are there night vision goggles
Yeah,
somewhere?
goggles
there,
of
goggles
night,
night.
yeah. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
I had an inverse version on Alazana, I think.
You did, yeah.
Oh, to stop
Stop
drought,
sun.
sunlight problems. Yeah.
I made some cool blue ones for you.
Nice. Goggles of night. Okay. Okay. Let me just find me. I've got it right there. Super. Right, so yes. So on this stretch that you're on, the shops available are Scalebane's Magical Smithy, Warvan's Exciting Wand Emporium,
Nice name.
or Wee Wee for short, for some reason.
We
You got Potions 11. You got Pulsar Plus, which is just sort of random bits that they trade. You've been there before, and the bookshop. Or there's the Cirrus if you wanted to go and get a fancy rainy cocktail. So, I think Pulsar Plus would probably be the place to go
Right.
for a sort of item like that. So, if there's anything, did you want a belt of your own?
I think I'm going to have to come back when I've earned a little bit more money, but bear in mind I will be back.
Okay.
How much do we get paid by Lucrezia? I was trying to think, because if I can get a little bit more money, I can possibly afford the Frost Giant Strength one.
It's like 100 gold a day you're currently paid each.
I suppose that we, deal with the rift and then we negotiate with Lucrezia for higher pay.
Sorry, I had two people talking. What were you saying, Debbie?
I was just saying we should deal with the rift and then negotiate with Lucrezia for higher pay.
That is your prerogative to do, and I wouldn't begrudge you doing that. Sasha.
I just said I'd be back in 170 days. Or less if we negotiate.
Or go and find a dragon horde or something. And 100 gold per day to get to 17,000. Is that 170 days?
Yeah.
It would be. Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you getting my math?
That's not that long actually. If you're talking 6 months' work to then become the strongest person on the planet.
Yeah.
I have some old chainmail that I have no need for. It is, I think, enchanted. The +1 chainmail. Now that I've got my Nostro plate.
Yes. Well,
if they appreciate the craftsmanship of said Nosro.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, if it's standard, like +1, is it?
Yes. There might still be some leaves caught in the links, but should all be fine.
Right, okay. That can be cleaned out. The good thing about stuff that's already enchanted is it doesn't really get scuffed or dirty. So she sort of holds it up and inspects it. Yeah, I mean, it's in good nick. I can put this on the shelf and sell it. So I'll give you with a +1. Give you 100 gold for that.
Only 100.
Yeah, well, I gotta sell it then, don't I?
Can I push you a little higher for it?
Make a persuasion check.
Considering that the unenchanted plate.
Well,
if I was attuned to the Belt of Womankind, I'd have an advantage on this.
Yeah. Well, I mean that was a breastplate, and this is chain, and chain is much cheaper to buy than plate. I'd only put this back on the shelf for 150.
Blimey, that's. I forget my charisma's really high on Bernier. It's 27.
Yeesh. Right. All right, that's fair. I hear you. I suppose I'm just putting it on the shelf and reselling it, and I'm not doing much. So I'll take like 10 gold, so I'll give you 140 for it. How's that?
Thank you. That I can think. I think I can work with that. And then I think with that gold, I will put down payment for I think the Frost Giant strength belt.
Right. Super. That is gonna look lovely on you. Are you gonna wear like 3 belts at once then?
I think I will try and figure out a system. I suspect it should work. Like a dungarees kind of thing, you know?
Are you turning your belts into braces?
Yeah.
Belt and braces.
Exactly.
Actually, do you know what? The frost and stone should probably be the same price, given they're the same. I'll figure that out. But I mean, frost or stone giant strength, same benefit, just slightly different style. So up to you which one you want to go for. The sort of cool blue or the bouldery grey.
I think the grey would suit me better.
All right, yeah, we'll go with the stone giant. Okay, I will, and that's the full item would be 2,500. So if you're putting down a
1,002.
lovely, okay,
There you go.
I will. She begins to write on a form that's pulled out from the side. I will get that ordered right away for you.
Thank you.
Barring any problems with shipping, which shouldn't be unless the portal network shuts down again. I can have it in, let's say, 3 days.
Okay.
Okay, probably 2 if you want to come back and check in 2, but I just want to, don't want to promise
Yeah,
it anything like
That
come.
is reasonable. Thank you.
Damn, I shouldn't have looked up how much I owed Bernier and paid her back.
Thank you.
While we're talking about magic, Martin, we picked up an animated rope that was to be updated by the DM at some point.
Yes. The GM has not done that yet.
Okay.
I've also been reminded that there was a shield I needed to do, but yes.
No problem. I'll just forget I've got that. It's in my bag of holding, so I can't see it. So. Out of sight, out of mind, and all that.
I mean, what is it that is not on D&D Beyond? Or
Well, there's two ropes on D&D Beyond. There's a rope of climbing and a rope of tangling or entanglement or something.
right.
They're the only ones on there, but you said it was an animated rope, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you just add rope and then customize the item and call it an animated rope. You can still use it.
What does it do though?
You can control what it does. You can tell it to tie itself around that loop, and then you can swing on it or whatever. It sort of floats and animates.
Oh, it's
And
basically
it's
a rope of
runs.
climbing then.
Oh, okay.
It says you hold one end of the rope and use this action to speak the command word. The rope animates. As a bonus action, you can command the other end to move towards a destination you choose.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Then it'll tie itself up to its maximum distance away, or until you tell it to stop. You can also tell the rope to fasten itself securely to an object, or unfasten itself, or tie itself in a knot.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, so that sounds about what you're talking about. Okay, call it a rope of climbing then.
Add one of them then. Yeah.
Right. Gotcha.
So, with business concluded at Scalbane's, were you going to move on down? Morgrex wanted to go to the potion shop, and you were also going to head to Pulsar Plus. So we'll go to the potion shop first. Let's on this. Oh, good. Oh, wrong. Nice. Okay, so you wander into the potion shop, and the little bell above the door dingles. You are met with just an overwhelming fragrance from everything that's bubbling and boiling over in the back. Stood at the desk to the right of the entrance is a large furbolg who who's got half pink and half purple hair as it comes down to shoulder length. Yeah, he's sort of tall and gangly and dishevelled as they look up and, oh, hello. How may I you today?
I was hoping I might avail of a number of healing potions if I could.
Of course, my bread and butter. It would be my pleasure. How, what strength of healing would you require?
So, put the table question: how expensive are healing potions in this world?
Okay. Of course, I haven't split up the healing potions.
Naturally.
You creator. So we got the green ones at 50 gold, the blue grade, the superior at 100 gold, and the supreme purple versions at 200 gold a pop.
Not as horrendous as I feared. Oh, what? Where's my calculator? 3 supreme. 6 blue. And then 6 of the lower ones. On my count, that's 1500.
So 6 green ones.
Yep.
Is 300, and then
6
what
blue.
else? 6 blue would be another 600, so that's 900.
And then 3 supreme.
And then another 600 for those is 1500. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'll do.
Okay. Quite the order. Healing potions are popular, of course, but they're not quite in such large quantity. Sort of wanders around and just sort of scoops up in these big arms, just puts the 6 of them down. They are all in different. The I used to have.
Oh no, DM has cast Destroy Room.
Yes, of course. Ah, yes. I made some custom cards once and was doing my own art for them. You've got like the basic ones, which are these little vials. There are little diamond ones for the greater potions, and then like these nice round bottomed with a flat for the supreme. Of course, the vials themselves are yours to keep, but if you were to bring them back in working order, I could refill them at a discount for you.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you.
We have a good relationship with the glass blowers.
Very handy to have in your line of business, I imagine.
Yes. Now, we do, of course, have other forms of potions that might be of use for you.
Are you interested in hearing?
Should you need to turn invisible or go particularly quickly, we could assist with that.
Things may be of interest to me and around to my companions. Would invisibility be of any benefit?
So are you asking us?
Well, the people who are with me.
Oh, okay. So
Would I know?
Sasha's already gone invisible.
Yeah.
My coin is tied up with the order at the smith, so I have no more to spend.
Would Tan actually benefit from invisibility spell? A potion? Ask me directly this time.
Philly, would Atan make any use of invisibility?
No, potentially not for the potion. No, because I'm going to pretty much be there, potentially casting spells and stuff.
Okay.
To be fair, if it's a potion, actually, they might, because I've got a plan in mind. So it might give us a bit of a bonus to begin with.
Yeah, in that case, then I can pick it up as a gift from.
We have other potions that can grant you resistance to certain types of damage, or things to make you larger or smaller for a short time, or incredibly strong for a short while. Even a potion that makes you gaseous, but not in the...
I understand.
Oh, I thought it made you fart.
Well, it may do, depending on your constitution, but...
Makes you into a fart.
Turns you into a fart, yes.
Oh. Don't like the sound of that.
Anything you can imagine, we can brew a potion to achieve.
Interesting. I think I'll avail of one of your potions of speed and one of invisibility, please.
Speed and invisibility, of course. Excellent choices. Those run you at a
Ask
further
about
200.
spell slots.
Might you perhaps have any potions that could restore one's vigor?
One's vigor.
It lasts for over 4 hours.
Is that...
That's Viagra, not vigor.
Is that actually above table? Is that actually a potion that exists?
I have no idea.
Not to my knowledge.
Don't know. I was just asking to see if there was anything such a thing.
I mean,
I like
he did say, if it exists, it can be put into a bottle, so...
He
There
did.
is one in Baldur's Gate 3, which is an elixir of arcane cultivation, which gives you an extra spell slot of first or second level, depending on the rank of the potion. But
That is an interesting... That is not a potion that currently exists to my mind. But
Perhaps something you could work on and I could avail of in future days?
all things didn't exist at one point and were either created or crafted. So, potion of vigor. Interesting. I will get to work at once.
Thank you. And so you said 200 each for the invisibility and speed. Thank you.
Interestingly, as he reaches around and opens up a specialist cabinet behind him, he pulls out what looks like a cork, and he pops that on the side. But the cork is sat like 6 inches. It looks like it's floating.
A potion that makes its own container invisible. I'm impressed.
A potion of invisibility. No, the potion inside does not make the glass invisible. It is merely an extra enchantment for amusement.
Marketing purposes.
It works
Yeah.
very well.
For marketing. And then he moves really swiftly and brings down the next one.
I like this guy. He's got a sense of humor.
and yeah, there's this nice, it's sort of dark, like diamond shaped, but there are little wings on the side.
Aw,
Potion of speed.
many thanks.
Should you require any further potions, please do visit Potions 11 again.
I would be glad to. Thank you for your help.
Take care.
If you have an extra potion of yarn untangling, I'd appreciate that as well.
Do you know what? I sometimes get the job of detangling yarn because I've got the nails for it.
Yeah.
Um, you know what? When I scroll down to potions 11, I've got little description of the individual who runs the shop, and there I've got Furbolg and affiliations Nagale and so on, and then it's got accent Irish, and I just went, no, can't do that. I'm not putting on someone else's accent to them.
I would have been intrigued at your attempt.
Go, just go neutral. Just go RP, British neutral. That's fine. So, yes, we're done at potions 11, and I think you were going to make a short stop at Pulsar Plus.
Yar.
So,
See if they've got any goggles of night.
Yeah. You wander in there. The shop front is basically a small box. It's sort of, you walk in, there's no shelves or anything. There's the counter, and it's sort of blocked off. So the stock is just a window to order things, to buy things. On this day is the lady, Gali, who runs the shop with her husband. Good morning, good afternoon,
Good evening.
and good night.
I was wondering if you have anything that will help me see in the dark, and not a torch. Something that I can use to enhance my vision to make me see in the dark.
Yes. Goggles of night, I think, are the
Do
item.
it, exactly.
Yes.
It's like we're on the same wavelength here. Wavelength.
Well, I
is
mean,
not quite sure, but you know.
possibly that may be the case. You also asked for something and gave a good description, and I knew what you were asking for, so I could name the item.
Oh, right, okay.
This is how conversations work.
Ah.
Let me go and see if I have a pair. They are something I do tend to keep in stock, so please bear with me. And she turns around and shouts, Fenton! The bloke wanders up. This is just silly. Fenton, have we got any goggles of night? Yeah. He wanders round. In the box. They come in a box. Goggles of night, darling. Thank you, dear. Goggles of night.
How much are they? I've only got a limited amount of money.
They would be 200 gold.
Oh, well, that's all right. I'll have them. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. I was worried I was going to have to shout at Fenton again to put them back.
No, you don't have to shout at Fenton. He seems like a lovely man.
Yes. That's what his mother always says too.
Yes,
Right.
please, Mr. Fenton. I'm not weird.
I'm losing it. Here you go. It has been a pleasure. Please do revisit Pulsar Plus should you require any magical.
I don't know if any of these others want something as well. I don't know. Anybody else want to have a look at something? They're very good. And Fenton will get it for you. No,
Anybody? No?
looks like that's it. Then.
Okay, well, goodbye. He just sort of pulls the shutter down.
Well,
Okay. Shopping complete.
yep.
And you are satisfied with all of your purchases.
I've never had a character with so many magical items before.
I've
I'm loving it.
You know you've jinxed it, right?
Sorry?
You know you've jinxed it now.
Oh, no, see, the thing is, my stats are so bad anyway.
No, but you've said to the universe, I have so much stuff, look at it. So the universe is going to smack you now. That's how it works.
My plan is just to load Bug up to the hilt with magical items and only give you fire-resistant enemies. Okay, so we're sort of
What's
into
happened so far, though, isn't it?
yeah, kind of. It was a shame you joined in the sort of Everburn era.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're sort of getting to evening time.
On my way back, and I didn't want to leave it too late, but on my way back, can I?
You're gonna pick up some pastries. It's good. The bakery's shut at a certain point.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. But is there a place like a tinkerer's place where I could potentially get non-magical homemade items, i.e.
Like,
explosives?
what sort of place? Sorry, I missed the word.
Like a tinkerer's place.
Tinkerers.
You do realise that you actually live with a person and party with a person who could create these things for you and show you how to do it.
Potentially, but I haven't been with the group for that long, have I? So I don't know the entirety of what you can do.
Roll carries a gun.
That goes bang.
Yeah. I mean, yes, there. In fact, right. I don't know if you're still on the map, but there is. When I was putting together the map in Passa, some of the like in Dungeon Alchemist, you create the rooms and it asks you got to select like, is it a castle or a village or a tavern, and then you can pick certain rooms from that category. One of the categories I come across was an artificer's lab. So why not say that you've spotted a tinkerer artificer type whilst you were looking around Passa?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I shall go into the shop. I'm sorry, Quell. I may come to you in the end.
I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed.
Yes, and just have a look around. And basically, I'm just looking for explosive devices. What may not just use fire, basically. If they are filled with either poison or anything like that. I'm just thinking of ways to get around me being a magic user and these being
Acid.
yeah, anything like that. Just something where you can set
with acid.
a charge to, yeah, set a charge to, chuck it, and hope for the best.
Okay. So, you wander into the shop and up pops a little head from behind the counter. A little gnomish fellow is behind there. Hello, what can I do for you? As he
What
comes up with
expecting
an
an
accent
accent?
on the fly. Is that even an accent?
Yeah,
What can I do for you?
I was really hoping you were going to do Heimerdinger's accent from Arcane. Hello there. Yes. As you may have heard, there's a rift which is opening just in the courtyard behind your shop tomorrow. If not, you've heard now. I was just wondering if you have any
rumors, yes.
Yes, my friends and I have been tasked with trying to contain and sort this rift out. I'm just wondering if you have any devices that I can set a spark to and then throw. Maybe something like an poison or acid bomb. Anything like that.
This is intriguing. I like this. I could produce something for you.
Yes, how long would it take?
I think I could do it in 2 hours.
Marvellous. How many of them could you produce?
Which would you like? Would you like poison or acid?
Let's go for acid.
Acid.
I was about to say go for acid. You have poison on supply.
Yeah.
Acid is a wise choice, I think.
Yes.
More
Yes.
destructive.
Exactly. Yes. No, if you could create some of them for me, as many as you could in a couple of 3 hours, that would be marvelous, and I can come back and pay, or I can pay now. Either or.
And how many would you like?
Well, I can't really be running around with too many. We'll say
In-
5 is a round number.
Let's see. I have enough casing to do 4. I can do you H2SO 4 of them. That is a little chemistry joke.
Yes, very good. 4 it is then. Yes, how much would that set me back?
800 gold.
Are you having a joke? That
I beg
was
your
my
pardon?
attempt at a chemistry. AU.
AU I like, yes. Nice.
Sure. 700 you said, yes?
I said 800. Now we are talking gold here, I'm assuming, as you used AU.
Yes. 800 then, yes, why not? There you go.
Sure. Would you care to wait? There is a tavern not far. Or you come back.
I'll come back. Half now and half when I collect the goods.
This is the way.
Excellent. And I hand over the 400 now. And, yeah. Thank you. I'll see you in, 2 hours then?
What was your name, sir?
Atan. And yours?
Good. Senna.
Denner.
Senna.
Very good to meet you. I'll see you in a couple of hours.
And you are from Kantichi? You're a dragon, you.
Yeah, I am. Not from Kantichi. We've been sent over to help the friends I mentioned earlier over here with a few problems. I'm from Greconoria.
Okay. So you're working for council?
Yes.
It is good. I should have put my prices up.
Well, I mean, we're working for council.
But-
We don't have the council's money.
Hey, to get business from big shot like you, good for business, huh?
Yes, and if everything works out, I'll put in a good word for the council for you.
Excellent work, my friends. I will see you shortly.
Yes. And on the way back, I'll visit the pastry shop. The bakers. Would make more sense having it called the pastry shop.
Yeah, that accent shifted multiple times. Not sure where or why that was.
Doesn't matter.
I thought it was excellent.
Okay, so I think we're all sort of reconvening. Mazdak might be back a little bit later than this, as we're sort of dinner time.
Yeah, Mazdak will sort of stop and have a little nap for an hour just to recharge and then go again.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, I think we'll take a little break about there before we get onto the evening's events.
Cool. Right, yes, we will be back after these sponsorship messages, which we definitely have. Probably. I don't know. welcome back, DM.
Okay, so we're hitting evening. Everyone sort of returns back to the house, bar Mazdak, but that's no surprise at this point. Ash, you've said you wanted to...
Yeah, because I said I wanted to go to get see if I could study the gloves. I'm willing to pay them for it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, from the visit earlier, the gloves weren't in stock. But you mentioned a belt.
Yeah.
You could do that. If you wanted a belt of dwarven kind, you could pick that up for 500.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll do that.
If you did want to buy or potentially study gloves, if you want to talk to them about studying some gloves,
Yeah,
they would. But we can have that conversation if you want to.
Yeah, because I imagine they might have they might not have any for sale, but they might have a set on hand that they use themselves. That I might be able to take a look at.
I'm afraid we don't have any on hand. We don't need them, and I think we sold our last pair yesterday. So if you wanted to study them, I could. I know you and your friends are in here quite a lot, and you spend a lot of money with us. So, I'm open to an exchange like that with you. If you wanted to study some, I can order some in. I'll sell them at some point anyway. Yeah, we can do that. It's going to take a few days though.
Right. I mean, that would work fine for me. If you could get some in, I think I might be able to replicate some for myself if I study them, but I'm willing to pay.
Oh, so you want to take business away from me? Not sure I'm going to be open to that then.
I'm buying one of your nice belts. I bought plenty of metal and things from you before, and I did want to know, have you got any mithril on hand, or...
Are you speaking in Dwarvish or Common
Yeah,
here?
Dwarvish. He will literally drop his voice, and he's got the rifle in hand. Do you have any mithril to hand?
Yeah. Of course we do.
It's impolite to assume. Would you be willing to part with any of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's not cheap, of course. Folks back home mine that out themselves, and we buy it off them. But as I'm sure you know, judging by your accent, a dwarf has influenced that. That's not Dwarvish read from a book like most of the folks around here.
I was raised
academically, but yeah. I can tell you're a good sort. Yeah, I'm happy to part with some mithril. How much do you need?
I mean, probably 1,500 gold's worth, if you got it.
Okay. Yes, that's quite a chunk, but all right, I'll go dig out what I can out back.
Well, I tell you what.
Do you want it raw, or do you want the smelted stuff in bars?
If you got the smelted stuff, that'd be amazing.
All right. Okay. Bear with me. It's heavy. I don't know how you're going to get it back.
And I just pat behind his neck, and he'll just literally should just lift the edge.
Oh, that's nice. Good spot for that, isn't it? Okay, right. Yeah, and she disappears for a moment. Comes back with a trolley, with a few bars on. Okay, sort of lifts them up one by one onto the counter.
Yeah. And I'll sort of like drop the 1,500 gold, sort of in the bag for them, just so they can straight away. And then I will start loading the bars into my shell.
All right. Well, I got one of your friends coming back in 3 days to pick up an item she's ordered. So I'll try and get the gauntlets in by then for you as well. But you can't take them out of the shop. You'll have to come in here to have a look at them.
Of course, that's absolutely fine.
Sure. All right. I'm shutting up now, so off you pop.
Right, you are. Thanks for the help. And they'll sort of just disappear.
Okay. That's a nice picture, Jade. But yes, I've had AIR struggle with beards. They never want to do them long enough for dwarves.
No. Let alone trying to put a dwarven beard on an elf. Do you need me to roll for that once I've attuned to it, or?
That would be something when we wake up in the morning, so we'll do that then. But you can certainly attune to it this evening. Same for you, Kral.
Cool.
Yeah, so evening time. What sort of time would you be heading back, Mazdak?
I don't know that I would be taking much notice of the time. I would probably keep going until I felt exhausted again, and then I'd have another hour sleep and just start again.
Okay. At this point, let's do a con save.
Okay. That'll go well.
Yeah.
Oh, 18 on the dice.
Okay.
For 16.
You feel like you could keep going a bit longer.
Okay. Then I will do that.
Those little power naps seem to be doing the trick at the moment.
Yeah.
I think Atan would head back to the place after sort of like that couple of 3 hours. And probably potentially on the way back, knowing that Mazdak has now been there for quite some time, would go see if the door is open.
Okay. You get there and the statue is over the top of the gap. He's not currently open.
Okay, yeah. What it's worth, I'd knock to see if it would reverberate around the lab, to see if Mazdak may take notice.
Does anything happen if you knock on the statue?
No. It's a pretty solid statue. And the place in which Mazdak is in is a pocket dimension adjacent to the statue.
Yeah.
There's no real,
Yeah. No, that's cool. So yeah, let me just decide before I forget to take 400 more gold for myself. Add those, I've added them into my inventory. Yeah, so in that case, I would head back to the house. I take it everyone else is there?
Yeah.
And just be like, well, I did try and go and see Mazdak, but the door's shut this time, so I couldn't do anything. I have no way of contacting him. I hope he's not trying to burn himself out before tomorrow.
This is most certainly what he is doing.
Don't suppose anybody does have a way of contacting him. Morgrax, do you have that spell prepared today or not?
I'm afraid I don't have it prepared.
Let's hope he comes to his senses soon then. Did we get a time of when this rift would be there?
I,
Final.
I'm not sure if I stated it, but I think it was sort of 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yes, it's an early start for us, really, isn't it? So early nights all around, and hopefully Mazdak will be back soon.
Mazdak, at some point as you're working on things, you hear footsteps heading towards the room you're in.
Okay.
And several appears around the doorway.
Okay. I will pause. I won't stop what I'm doing. I will just have this ball of. I'm trying to sort of extend it into a sort of oval to go round to then crush in.
Person sized. That's not
Okay.
threatening at all.
Kind of. Several. Good to see you. How did it go?
Interesting. What are you working on?
Well, it's really quite interesting. The weave, you can. Turns out the magic in the world is a big sort of weave mat, as it were, and you can
Yes.
manipulate parts of it and move the fibres closer together or further apart, depending on what you want to do. And the idea is to contain the rift and then force it closed with magic itself.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Extremely dangerous, I suspect.
Well, possibly.
Which is why you are here practicing.
Indeed, I didn't wish to do this in the city itself. That would be, I suspect, very, very bad if it went wrong.
Yes.
But needs must.
An inventive method, at least, of hopefully stemming the damage that maybe occurred tomorrow.
Indeed. So, it's what I think is the best plan. We obviously have backup. We have Sasha and Morgrax and Bernia and Bug, who are, the sort of attack troops, as it were.
Yes.
And then, of course, we have myself and Kral and Atan on the more magical side of things.
It would appear that the balance your group has struck between those aspects is beneficial.
It certainly seems to be working so far.
Thing I suspect, I have stated to the council that we are one note when it comes to
Yes,
our methods.
physical defences are, I think, much as it pains me to admit, rather essential, and
Yes.
it is lacking here, which is worrying.
It has been thousands of years since the wizards have faced any real danger.
Yes, and until tomorrow. So
I mean, orcs, giants, dragons all border these lands, and yet, through magical might and diplomacy at times, we have avoided any real
yes, indeed.
issues. But given these times, we are faced with greater troubles.
Indeed, we are. And I'll just
Something
sort of-
more for the.
I'll just sort of expand the weave sort of behind my head. As it sort of, I'll try and sort of push it against the walls of the room we're in. Just to sort of try and pop some of the wall out. Don't want to break the walls entirely, just like put holes in it. So make the weave into points where it goes.
Wow. That is a certainly a sophisticated use of magic.
It's incredibly tiring, though. I'm not sure what would happen if I lost concentration, say, as a result of being pushed over or attacked of some kind, or if I lost concentration like that, I'm not sure if it would just snap back and potentially maybe even snap back around me, which could be dangerous. But I will find out tomorrow.
Or tear.
Or create another rift, yes, as you say, tear the weave itself, which is not a great thing. But this is why I'm practicing, to avoid these kinds of things.
Well, I, of course, admire your dedication. Something I have experienced myself, the drive to improve and
Yes.
dedicate to the craft. But do take it from someone much older than you, Mazdak, that rest is a requirement.
Oh, yes, of course, and I will rest as soon as... Do we know what sort of time of day it is?
I would assume about 9 in the evening.
Oh, I should probably get back to the others. They are probably concerned.
You have been here for some time.
I have been here for around about 8 hours, so perhaps it's time to take a proper break.
Yes, I would recommend that.
I will slowly release the weave so it goes back to its normal shape and fades into the magic itself. Whew. Well, that is tiring, but
Yes.
ultimately it's going to be very, very interesting and good. I think we could use this. I'm calling this sort of weave manipulation as a sort of to repair and maybe even change aspects of the world for the better.
Well, take very high caution with this, Mazdak.
Absolutely.
And not only for manipulating the weave could be dangerous, but keep a check of your own motives.
Yes, of course. My motives remain honourable and for the
As
safety of
somebody who has experienced that sort of tunnel vision
Ah, yes, of course, yes.
that has ended.
I will do my best not to get too carried away, and I'm sure that, well, Sasha, for example, would dissuade me from using it too often anyway.
Yes. Good. Just, yes.
Yes,
Remember that
yes.
mighty as your mind may be, Mazdak, your friends may be your biggest strength.
Well, yes, indeed. I do rely on them quite a lot.
Now, I have made some progress in investigating that room. And it seems to have boiled down to a number of pan-dimensional portals that were all interconnected, and they stayed connected to one another. I think the idea was that you went to the center and programmed a destination, and that connected to the correct portal, and then opened it.
Right.
Now, what I need to figure out, I have all of my notes, and I will need to go through. We may be able to figure out a manual ritual in order to achieve the same sort of results.
Oh, excellent.
But it will take me some time to work through it.
Well, yes. Magical research is an ongoing joy.
Yes, indeed. And the key that you are putting together will be the key to make it all work.
Indeed. I think we're just waiting for one part, and then we can start. We have very cleverly kept the parts that we have separate, so that they don't interact at all. And if one of us that happens to be carrying an item loses it or is waylaid of any kind, we only lose one rather than all.
Well, in this case, losing any of them would be detrimental.
Well, yes, of course. But, damage limitation.
But not catastrophic, perhaps.
No, I mean, I would imagine we'd probably quite soon get it back.
Well, go get some rest.
Indeed, I will.
Is there anything you
and you, Severin,
require me to do tomorrow?
I think, as important as tomorrow is for the rift, I think the machine for the teleportation is just as important.
Yes.
I think perhaps if you were to continue working on that, I think that would be probably the best plan.
Research, my specialty.
Well, we play to our strengths.
Quite. Well,
I will bid you good
rest.
night.
Good night.
And I will.
And then you both awkwardly walk the same way.
Yes.
And it's
Up the statue.
well, this is my way.
Yeah. Yeah. We're this way. Yeah.
So yes, you earn several part ways outside of the out in the courtyard, and you can head back to the house.
Yep. That's what I will do.
Get back about 9:30. Anyone still around at that time?
Yeah,
More
I'll
of
still be
us
up.
be sitting at the table, holding a cup of tea, doing that, totally casual at what time do you call this
Yeah.
when Nasdaq comes in.
I'm in two minds as whether to try and sneak past Morgrax or not.
Bernie just looking up from the armchair in the other room and says, "Your mother and I have been very worried about you."
So unfair. Good evening, everyone. I got a bit carried away practicing, but Master Several was there as well and reminded me that I should be taking enough rest for tomorrow, which is probably a wise choice.
Very wise of him. And you'd return.
Well, yes, indeed. I think I may have not if Master Several had not been there, so that was kind of lucky, really. But yes, I have been practicing very hard. I think I can maintain a hold on the manipulation of the weave, even under duress. But obviously, the big test will be tomorrow if we can do that. But let us. Yes, that's for tomorrow, I think. How did you all get along? Did it get the things that you wanted?
Quite well.
No belt, though it makes my chin itch a lot.
A belt makes your chin itch.
This
How bizarre.
dwarf make, I think.
Right.
With some enchantment, I'm sure it will be fine.
I'm sure.
Yeah, Kral would just basically come in, muttering to Pez and Scafflack, and he got one of the bars of like bluish silver metal in his hand, and he's very excited, and then just sort of bundles through into the workshop.
There's another one that will need to be reminded to rest for tomorrow.
Oh, very probably. Important work to do, so.
And then he appears back at, remind me, Mazdak, if you were to have a sort of breastplate that was light enough for you to wear, would you be able to do it?
To do what, sorry?
I mean, are you able to wear any kind of armor? I might be able to.
Well,
you know,
not really.
right.
I mean, this is about as heavy as it gets, and I'll sort of show the very sort of robes, and I don't think I've actually got any armour on because I don't wear armour. No, I don't.
Okay, no worries.
I mean, I have the shirt that you got me, which is very good.
Right.
And of course, my robe of useful things.
Hey, leave it with me. I might be able to do something for you.
Right. Okay. I'm not sure I can actually attune to any more magical items.
He's deep in thought at this point. Turns and just goes.
Seems Kral is very busy.
Yes, the geomancers were of a lot of help today.
Oh, yes, and
With them.
Several is working very hard on the teleportation device in the laboratory. There's a central, well, we knew this already, a central device that can be programmed with destinations that will open the correct portal at the same time. We may be able to, he thinks we may be able to override that with a manual ritual, which he's researching. So he'll be doing that tomorrow, so that we've got, when we get the final part of the key, we can then use that in that ritual to go where we need to go.
Excellent.
But as I suspect that Morgrax is looking quite angry, I should probably go to bed.
Yes, I think we should all, really. Early start. You said around about 9 o'clock tomorrow.
Yes,
so
the
we
rift
best
is
get there
rift
before.
should be there around 9. I can't be exact, but I think it's around. So we should probably get there before that.
Yes, yes.
And I will
Right.
wander
Night.
off to my room, aka the library, curl up in my big chair and go to sleep.
Anyone else doing anything this evening? Carl, are you working on anything in particular?
So, remember the gloves that Amarius had that helped with his manipulation of the cantrips?
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to begin serious research. We're using the conductive properties of Mithril as is used in my rifle to begin plans for a set of gloves to help Mazdak with his weave manipulation.
Interesting.
Cool.
Using the conductive properties of sapphires and the mithril itself.
Okay.
So I want to begin some serious plans, sort of combining strengthened parts for the knuckles of Nosero hide with a lattice of on the back of the actual hand and actually on the palm of the hand with like a lattice of intricate sort of mithril with various sort of arcane symbols.
You're being stalked.
Wish I was bringing me cake. Just bad news.
Oh no. No cake. Cake all gone. Bad.
There is cake in the kitchen. It's so close.
So far.
Okay, yeah. So gloves of weave manipulation. Gaum, as they call it.
But obviously, he got him thinking a little bit with the combination of what he helped with fine-tuning the minutiae of it, which to sort of help give him a bit of an advantage or in sort of maintaining control over it, at least. When he's doing it.
Interesting. Okay.
Obviously, it's not going to be an instant thing, and it's going to take some research. But
No, of course. I think your first step should be a conversation with Mazdak about that.
Yeah. But he's going to get the initial sort of plans for what of what the glove will be on paper, and then he will sort of present them because Mazdak likes paper things.
Oh,
And things
absolutely.
to look at. So,
If it's written down, I'll definitely have a look.
exactly.
Cool.
It's almost like we know somebody else who likes writing things down.
Good there, yeah.
Right on.
Bye now.
Okay, so yeah, you'll go and get some sleep. And yeah, get up in the morning. I'm sure there are some early
have to.
rises. No.
I mean, you can sleep in if you want.
Yeah.
And when the monsters come and murder you in your bed, you can't blame us.
I'm talking more about me than Sasha. Sasha would be up and right and ready to swing her sword and kick some butts.
How do you know that things have got butts?
You've been looking at the notes.
Give us 3 rings, Dan, to let us know you're okay.
Butt monsters.
They're all butts.
All butts all the time.
It's like cat dog, except it's just butt.
We're so childish.
Oh, brains. Okay, so you all get a long rest.
Awesome.
Can-
At the breakfast table, I was going to say at the breakfast table, I'm going to hand the potion of invisibility over to Atan.
well, if you can see it.
Well, I'll be able to find the cork in my bag and nothing else, because there'll be a random floating cork in my bag. It just takes a bit of fumbling around to, find out which direction the bottle is in.
You're right, bugger, if you sort of like, you grabbed the cork and it came out of the bottle, just
Yeah.
invisibility potion all over the inside of your bag. It's like, oh, where's everything gone?
remember a comic of someone did of people running away from spiders, and this guy just throwing stuff out of his bag, and spiders disappear, and they look at the label
Problem
as
solved.
potion of invisibility.
Thank you, Mazdak. Mazdak Morgrax.
Damn right. You're welcome.
It's not you. I was looking for the potion of invisibility, but there isn't such a thing, I don't think.
Should be.
D&D Beyond sucks at the moment.
Yeah, potion
Yeah, I
of
mean,
invisibility.
I searched for the word mithril in, and it come up with nothing.
Yeah, there's
So,
definitely a
I don't-
potion of invisibility. It's a purple one.
There you go. I just put inv and it came up.
Yeah, you can't. You've got to. It's an exact text search. Well, there's no like anything before the text you search from. Search
Yeah.
for.
Yeah, it's not intuitive in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I just put inv and it did come up with it this time.
Yeah, that's
so
what I
Yeah,
did,
yeah, that's-
so.
who the fudge knows?
Whilst we're on the process of handing out things, I walked into a local shop right near the actual site for today, and got a couple of things. Magic users, they may help. I know more Mazdak, you're going to be pretty much indisposed of trying to contain this rift. But I got a couple of these explosive devices with acid in them. Who would they help? Magic users.
Well, I suspect that you certainly would be needing one. Maybe Bug, perhaps? If he likes
Yes,
that sort of
Bug.
thing.
What's that then?
So this device here basically set a flame to the charge of it and chuck it at where you want it to go, and it's basically got acid in it, so it should explode and hurt whatever's around it. So at least we don't have to use
Well,
our
I
magic
can
spells.
certainly set flames on things. That's not a problem.
I just imagined Bug heard the word explode and went, yes, gimme, 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 gimme.
I can't throw it very far because I'm only little.
And Bug would need to make some sort of wisdom save as to not just stare at the fuse, going, "Oh, pretty."
Yeah, perhaps Morgrax and Kral could benefit from one of those. I don't know, Kral, is that sort of your thing?
I mean, I could have made them for you, but sure.
And
Yeah,
I feel I would be... Sorry, Kral.
I've got plenty of stuff I can use, but by all means, you guys go ahead and share them out.
And I do
apologies
feel
if
like I would be...
Go on, Derry.
I do feel I'm too busy healing to use them.
I'll keep hold of them then. I didn't realise you could make these sorts of things. Obviously seen your guns and everything, Kral, but I'll remember that for next time for sure.
No problem. It's, you weren't to know. It's fine. I'm not a little bit professionally offended, but sure.
I mean, Kral has made all of these wonderful things. And, like, points to Kez and the Clockwork Dragons that he made, and
Yes. I mean, yes, I probably should have taken that in, but I mean, it's been all go since starting with you guys, so
You have been wrapped up in quite a lot.
We have... Apologies, Kral. Knowing one is technically proficient, it doesn't always follow that one is also proficient in potions.
I mean, sure. I can probably manufacture some casings if you wanted to, might cut down on the cost for them with various things, but and it will literally just lay out this large sheet of plans and then the accompanying book to go with it, with all the notes that he's made. And there's just this sort of like, Mazdak would recognise the plans from the gloves that Amarius had,
right.
but you would then see the subtle changes with the mithril lattice and the arcane symbols on the front and the back of the front of the palm and the back of the hand on both sides.
I see. This is interesting. So you're attempting to craft some gloves that will give an advantage when manipulating weave. Interesting.
The way I speak is, you know that the conductive properties of this metal are,
Yes, indeed.
and if we use sapphires, or if you've got any suggestions on other gems that might be useful, we could steep them in the center to create that bond, and then it may help you with your.
I mean, technically, what
control.
you could, if you wanted to, is you could, given a sufficiently large gem, you could even perhaps store some raw weave magic within to be used without concentrating on pulling the weave around.
I mean, when I helped you in the lab with the minutiae of the movements,
Yes.
these gloves would primarily be doing that for you.
I see. Interesting. This is very, 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 yes, I think this is a very good plan.
Obviously, these are in the raw stages of planning, but this is just what I managed to knock up in a few hours last night.
Yes, that seems like a very good idea.
And I already have the most of the raw materials. I'm planning on reinforcing the wrists and the knuckles of the gloves with the Nosero hide, like Bernia has.
Right.
And then
Okay.
we'll think about all the other stuff when it comes to it. But
Yeah.
perhaps if you take a look at this, and then you can refine the idea a little bit.
Sure. I think perhaps we should do that after the rift thing first, though, because we haven't got a lot of time to get over there and start making preparations. But this is a genius idea, if I may say so, and I think this could be, we could be revolutionising the way we use magic.
Well, I'll keep working on it, but I've also got an idea with use. Some people said something about barricades.
Yes, I think Atan was thinking, and Bonia.
If
Yes.
there were sufficient amount of stone and metal or some kind of materials, and you give me about 10 minutes, I can probably create a little bit of a on-the-go barricade for us.
I mean, yes, I think the geomancers have already potentially made a couple in preparation. I think they've been putting up defences for any of the houses and shops that want it as well, to cause less destruction to Passa. Obviously, like the council said, the people there have very little, so if they're there, that's pretty much what they've got. So the earlier we get down there, the sooner we can potentially start helping that out.
Well, I don't want to speak for everybody, but if any of the destruction does happen, then we'll put it right afterwards. But the main thing that we need to do is keep these people alive.
Yes, and keep the barricades and defences up long enough to either funnel these things through or until we've dealt with them. If, that is, Mazdak can't... Mazdak?
Evil Mazdak is Mazdak.
That's if Mazdak can't use his weave manipulation to contain it.
Indeed. Speaking of, we should really go.
Yes.
Have I got my beard? Yeah. What did the...
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, well,
Let's that was my thoughts on that. Nat, you'll get it. So yeah, Boney, roll a D100. Above 50, you grow a beard.
Given the track record of today, that's not possible. But
It great big
65.
bushy beard.
65. Bernier wakes up with a great big bushy beard.
54 for Kroll.
All right, so you get a beard. as well.
Yes, Carl also. Ooh, a few people got that. Excellent. Yes, so oddly, Bernier and Kral enter the room
Magnificent beards.
with wonderful beards.
Nice. Well, the thing is,
Quietly,
Mazdak. Sorry, go ahead, Debbie.
I was going to say, quietly, Morgrax takes out a notebook and jots down some brief notes about not fully understanding the biology of or half elves and furbolgs, and it just requires more investigation.
Total.
Portal, sorry.
Yeah.
Portals and half elves.
The thing is, Kral put a book in front of Mazdak. Mazdak hasn't
Didn't
noticed.
notice.
Yeah, but the thing
I've
is that
always been.
Kroll hasn't noticed. Kroll literally just doesn't notice because he's been working hard.
I've always been
Bernie's
slightly
been
jealous
Quietly braiding hers.
of people who can grow beards, and yes,
I'll put a hand on that hand's shoulder. Your skills are fabulous, darling.
Okay. Sort of look up to sort of shepherd everyone out and see Bernier with braiding a bit.
I mean, shepherd's the term because they both need shearing.
Hey!
What are you?
You're,
Why are
you're,
you looking at me like that?
you have a luxurious
placed it.
beard. Have you always had that? Oh, okay.
No, it is an
It
effect
looks-
of the belt.
It looked kind of different. I thought maybe because you braided it, perhaps.
It is an effect of the belt that I got yesterday.
Oh, you got a new. You did say you had got a belt, and you said your chin was itchy.
It might help you stay warm.
Yes, it is.
If you don't like it, I could always burn it off for you.
I think I will pass on. that.
Fireball. No more beard. Problem solved.
I think it suits me.
Truly, is
That's,
there anything Fireball isn't the answer to?
Is that Bug's post-campaign career? Bug's burning barbers.
You know how when you go to the Turkish barber, they try to set fire to your ear to get all the bits out? Make it the same sort of thing.
Now, are you all ready for today?
Absolutely.
Yes,
Are
we
we
have a lot
walking
of
and talking
Yeah,
as
yeah.
we're going? 'Cause-
So, yeah.
Ready as we can be.
Yep.
Okay, so you make the short journey over to that particular gate out of Kantichi and into Passa, and it is pretty quiet. There are a small group of 6 wizards kicking about, and they sort of spot you and wander over. Good morning, all. I'm pleased to see
morning.
you here so early. We are ready to execute any plans you have, whether you are wish us to create a pit underneath the rift.
We are going to have to act on the fly as we do not know what is going to come out of the rift exactly. We just know that they will not take well to magic.
Understood.
Yes, I think the pit is definitely upmost if we know they can't fly. And obviously all of this goes down if Mazdak can't contain the rift and what's coming out of it. You've put the barriers up where I suggested yesterday. Brilliant. Kral, these are the ones I was talking about. Is there anything you can do with these?
Right. Have you got any more carts full of any rubble, metal, anything, materials?
Rubble. Absolutely, we can. If we are going to make a pit, we are going to need to put the earth somewhere.
Right. If you can keep the rubble and any metal you've got on hand, I can. Or if you've got any crafters that can know the fabricate spell, you
Yes.
can form barriers on the fly using
Yes.
materials. So this may be a run and gun type of battle, but we may need to tunnel on the flat.
Okay. Now, we can of course fabricate. We were going to create the barricades along the alleyways using the earth. Would you rather they were metal barricades rather than earthen ones?
Well, we don't know if these things can tunnel. And the stronger the barricades, the better.
Metal then, okay.
Also, were there any plans for the main gate back into Kantichi? Are we going to strengthen that if it needs to be closed, or?
Well, we were going to close the gate, of course. Do we need to strengthen it further?
Well,
it is large wooden, but with metal,
yeah,
like struts or whatever you call them.
Carl, how long did you need for that spell where you said you could create those blocks?
10 minutes.
Yes, I think if we're going to do that, we probably do that now then, just to put them in front of the gate. Because I think we all know that these things, if they're drawn to magic, are going to be good drawn to Kantichi straight away. So the longer we stop them from getting in, the longer we can deal with them.
So we can create the pit. We know the location, and we're certain about that location.
Absolutely, and I will just double check, just sort of send my mind out into the weave to find out where this rift is.
At this point, I think you natural 20'd your last check for where's it going to be. So sort of off that you were already completely confident of where that was going to appear, and now the morning of, with the rift, you can already feel the weave pulling towards a location, so you can point that out to them.
Yeah, I will do that.
How large do these rifts tend to be? How large do we need to make the portal, the pit?
Well, rifts tend to be, I think, are they 20 feet across?
About 15?
About 15, 20 feet across. So they are quite large.
Okay. Order up. And the mage sort of orders the group, all 6 of them, sort of surround, and they're sort of double checking with you, Mazdak, of like, in here.
Yeah, I'll direct them to exactly the edge of it, or where it's going to be.
Okay.
So if you are hold ready, then how far away can you be to have the spell be still effective?
How do you mean?
Well, do you need to stand right here to use?
Well,
or
we need to surround the pit in order to dig.
Yes, but how close do you need to be? Is it like a 30-foot range where you could dig from afar, or do you have to be close?
Oh no, we by sort of mage handbooks, touch distance.
Touch. Okay.
That's why it requires the 6 of us to form
the
perimeter of the pit.
That makes sense. Okay. This is going to be fun. Okay. Right.
So they begin chanting, and they've formed a circumference of, a diameter of 20 feet. So it's
okay.
How tall are some of these buildings, and what is the roofing situation like? Is it slanted? Are there flat roofs?
Generally flat roofs. The courtyard that you're in is mostly 1-story buildings. There's a couple of second levels that have been added on top, but flat roofs. In the surrounding area, mostly 1-story.
So, If, for instance, I were to be on a roof, I'm on roll 20 by the way. Oh, I'm on jaw, damn it. I wasn't on ping. Where that circle is. Yeah, so for 5, 10, 15, 15-ish feet from that. Yeah, would it be easy enough for me to get up onto that roof?
Yeah, probably as a one-story.
Do you want to?
At the very least, you can get a bunk up.
Do you want to? Is there really time for that? And who are you having this bunk up with?
So these explosive devices I got, I'm just thinking, with the potion of invisibility, Morgras got me yesterday. If I take that to begin with, hopefully they won't be able to see me. I'd be a bit of a surprise, so if I could, and I do escape, height advantage with chucking something would get more distance.
Indeed.
And if they can't fly, and the pit is successful, acid on top of all of them.
Well, yes, quite a good plan. Should we grab our tokens and we can sort of scatter ourselves where we need to be?
Mazdak, one more thing.
Uh-huh.
Kroll will pull out a potion which some of you may have forgotten that he still has, which is the milk-like potion of fortune. So, the tides of fortune look favourably on you for 1 hour, allowing any one rolled on a d20 to be re-rolled. This potion is dull white, almost, but not.
Several's potion, I believe.
Yeah. I've kept hold of this for a while, but it seems like you might need this more than any of us today.
Okay, thank you very much, Kroll. I will. An hour, you say? Okay.
Yeah.
Right, so. There.
So the pit is dug or created, let's say, over sort of 30 minutes. I'm picturing you got there at 8.
Uh-huh.
I'm giving you an hour. The pit is dug over about half an hour. And that rubble is moved to the blockade places that we sort of seeing around.
How close do you need to be able to affect the rift?
I think that's a very good question, actually, DM. How close do I have to be?
I mean, in your training, you have done things that were up close and sort of in hand, but you've also crushed a chair that was some distance away. You forced the weave to touch either side of a wall you were in last night.
I did.
So you don't feel like you need to be hovering over the pit.
I will step back there. May I suggest that you don't get too close to the rift whilst I am doing this? Because if I do let it go and it snaps back, it may have unforeseen consequences.
It may be of benefit for me to remain close to you, though, Mazdak.
Oh, absolutely, you can remain close to me, but not close to where the rift is. So, Sasha.
Hmm?
I was just saying, you shouldn't be that close to where the rift is going to be. Because if my magic, if I can't hold on to it and it snaps back for whatever reason, this may have an unforeseen circumstance. I'm sure with your skills you could avoid it, but just in case, I wouldn't want to hurt anybody with the weave itself.
Is this better? Or do I need to be back a bit more?
I think you should be okay there, probably.
There's also a chance that whatever creatures
take another step.
Sorry, you both spoke at one time. Didn't hear either of you.
Said I'll take another step back then.
There's also a chance that whatever creatures come out of this rift could crush you if you are too close.
Yes, that too.
Um,
Um,
Bernia, may I suggest that you and Sasha be the wall to stop these things getting out?
That is
I'll
what I
protect-
was thinking.
I'll protect Mazdak.
Um,
And Kral
Well-
basically pulls the great sword out of the bag on his back and literally sheathes it on his shell, and then just gets ready for what he needs to do.
Also, assuming that these can't fly, fingers crossed they can't. With my training I've tried to be doing for my spells, it would be advantageous if I was closer to all of you. I'm just going to move over here, DM, onto this roof, if that's okay.
That is one of the areas. I mean, the path that you walk through, like where Sasha is, is like an underpath. So above that is a building that sort of spans all of that area. So that would be 2-story over there.
What about this one here?
Sort of like that area is sort of
Okay, cool. So if I move
covered
that
on a 2nd story.
if I move over to that one over
You
there.
can go over there, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just remember, if things do start to go a bit dire and buildings are being destroyed or anything gets flung your way, try and stick close to me, and I may be able to aid you.
okay.
Martin, just FYI, I'm going to be summoning an elemental, so
Okay.
you might want
Good to know. Thank you. What sort of elemental?
Well, I was going to wait to see what appeared, because
Okay.
I mean it's going to be either an air elemental or a earth elemental, one or the other. But they both do the same attack anyway, so they both do a slam attack,
Yeah.
and they've got the same hit points and everything. It's just flavouring, really. I think the only thing is the air elemental can move through spaces of like tiny spaces, but I can't see
Yeah,
what
they can.
help them. I'll probably make it an earth elemental because then it's going to be big and solid, and it can go and stand next to Sasha and Bernia and take a beating.
I know some of the helper wizards are building walls and things, but if these things can fly, is it possible they can create maybe a barrier of air above that area to stop them getting out?
A barrier of air.
A wind wall.
They work with elements, don't they?
Well, see, that's again the thing. If it's an air, if they're flying things, I'd do an air elemental because then it could chase after them.
Yes.
As could I on my shillelagh. I'd be chasing after them with my blazing sword in my hand, going, "Hey, come back here!" You imagine this little halfling on a stick, flying through the air with a blazing scimitar.
Halfling on a stick. Like round
Yeah.
a stick, but slightly more tasty.
Oh yeah. I thought. Don't I have elemental images? I do, but they're all octopus based because they're Zeruts. Now, if you wanted us to create a roof on this place, then I don't think we can cover the whole space. And if we were to try and form a sphere around the rift, it would not be secure. It would just collapse on itself.
And on top of us.
Yes.
So I think we will have to make use of those that are able to take to the air in this case. I think Atan, Bug, you two will be invaluable in this situation.
Yes.
I'm assuming the vibrations that I can feel in the weave are getting really strong now. So I will nick the potion.
Yes, I'll also take the potion of invisibility as well.
Okay.
And
So, Mazdak, you can re-roll ones for the next hour. And Yeah. Atan is invisible. And as that pressure begins to build, Mazdak, obviously you're the first to notice Aslan. Atan shortly after, in lion form.
The invisible lion.
He could look
Well,
like a
you're very
lion.
different book.
No. A dragon lion.
Okay. I'll just say, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, it's coming. Let's get ready.
And in preparation for that, can I just activate my shield before we actually begin?
Yes, you may. And yeah, you see just the air twist, like the weave being twisted as this portal just then tears a hole in this, and
As
it
that
starts as a
happens-
sphere in the middle, and it
As that
Yeah.
happens, I will then push my control of the weave around that to try to contain it from splitting any further and try to squash it closed with the weave.
okay.
So I don't know what you
Flash
want me to
of
roll,
genius.
but Flash of Genius.
I want you
plus
to
5.
roll next week.
Ah. Fair enough.
We will pick up here next Sunday
Awesome.
with the rift opening in the city.
I won't be here next.
Oh, James!
I'll be in Malta underwater.
Are you
Are you
here the
taking your
week
dice?
after?
Well, I'm going to take my iPad, but it's whether my wife will let me go on it is more of the thing. As
Yes,
we
don't-
go
don't-
my
don't-
holiday, my birthday holiday.
Don't anger the wife, please. Don't anger the wife. We can work you back in one piece.
Yeah.
Well, I really want everyone to be here for
Fair.
Yeah, we've
this.
been building up
You
for
just-
this so long.
Yeah. Are
When-
you
when-
just away for the 1 week?
Just 1 week, yeah.
Okay.
I'll be away for the Sunday and for not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. So coming back on the Wednesday.
Okay.
So
Maybe
leave
we
this
can-
Wednesday, coming back next Wednesday.
Maybe we could do it Friday night.
Friday night D&D.
I mean, I'm happy with a Friday
Any-
night, but
Yeah, it's fine for me. Other than I do most of my planning on the Saturday.
yeah, but
would
James still
need-
won't be here, will he? He goes this Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Wednesday. Oh, I thought we said Sunday.
No, Wednesday to Wednesday.
Okay. Well, in which case, Mazdak, I want you to roll in 2 weeks.
Okay. Okie dokie. Got Flash of Genius, I believe, which is a
Yes,
+5.
you have.
Oh,
Yes, +5. So
okay,
one-
okay.
Go away.
Just been told to go away.
I heard that.
Oh, yeah, my argument, James, would be it's your birthday week away, so you can do what you want.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, but then he compromises and
If
his wife wants.
if I do manage to persuade her, I will let you know as far in advance as possible.
Okay.
I will be working on her, and I know it's something she wants to do.
Working her over.
So
Okay.
if I get the go ahead, I will have my iPad which has D&D Beyond on it, so I can do that. I can do the
Yeah.
dice stuff on that.
Cool.
Well, I'm going to be working from home on Mondays now, so that usually means I have a bit more time to myself at work. So I might try and do a little bit of my planning tomorrow while it's fresh, and then that means if we do end up playing on Sunday, I'm not panicking last minute trying to prep everything.
Yeah,
And
cool.
it's ready to go. But yes, thank you everyone. I hope this was a good session. We've been
Yep.
building up to this for a while.
Certainly
Hope
was.
you enjoy your new toys and your new beards.
Yep. And the ability to warp reality. That's
Yeah.
not going to go badly at all, is it?
No, there's no way that's going to backfire.
No.
I'm
it'll
kind
be
of torn
fine.
because, like, as a character, Morgoth obviously wants Mazdak to succeed. As a player, I want Mazdak to fail so we get a big epic fight.
It's somewhere in the middle.
Mm.
So, yeah.
We'll see.
We will see, indeed. It might not work. It was just a mad plan. It's not guaranteed to work.
It could
I
go
don't know,
even worse than it would normally.
Yes.
You can't really see up there, but see what the DM's got up his sleeve, eh?
I was gonna say it'll be like the one day that like it'll all go off perfectly, and no one will be harmed, no building destruction, and people will be giving out like, what do we do? All that preparation for, nothing even happened.
Yeah. It will be vilified and chased from the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, that was really good fun. I really enjoyed that. I'm really looking forward to possibly next Sunday, or whenever Sunday we play. So yeah, that'll be really good fun. Yeah, thank you all for playing. We'll be back here on Tuesday for Helleran, because that's all going really well. And then obviously, if you liked it, you're fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. You're just the best people in the world. If you didn't like it, however, off you fuck.